All right, now we're gonna recall case numbers 24T102, 25T59, People versus Rennie Anglilova, who now appears. Mr. Barinholtz also appears in person. In 25T59, we are set for a motions hearing. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. No, I do not want to do that. All right, go ahead, Ms. Fry.
Judge, the people would call their first witness Sergeant Churches.
Sergeant, do you solemnly swear under penalty of law that the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Great, you can be seated.
Please state your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Sergeant Tyler.
Ms. Anglilova, I'm sorry, can you sit down, please?
Yep.
Thank you. All right,
Just want to
go ahead.
Sergeant Tyler Churches, Churches.
Sergeant Churches, where did you work on January the 18th, 2025?
The Avon Police Department.
Roughly how long have you been employed with the Avon Police Department?
12 years.
Prior to working for Avon, did you have any previous law enforcement experience, sorry?
I worked in Eagle County detentions for 6 years.
Okay. And at Avon, what are your duties there?
Currently, I'm assigned as a patrol sergeant for the patrol division of the police department.
And for that job, did you receive any training?
Yes.
Could you briefly describe the type of training you've received over the course of your tenure there?
I received my initial post certification through the state, which included DUI investigations, standard field sobriety tests, a 40-hour class through them. I have done continuing education every year with the town of Avon. I was at one point
What you're about to watch is one of those courtroom moments that reminds you exactly why judges demand order. Because some defendants seem determined to turn legal proceedings into personal theater. Today's case centers on Rennie Anglilova, a defendant who walks into court not just late, not just unprepared, but ready to challenge patience itself. From ignoring her own hearing to casually reading a book while testimony unfolds, her attitude quickly shifts the mood in the courtroom. The judge is calm at first, but watch closely. Every action, every interruption, every dismissive gesture slowly stacks up until consequences become unavoidable. This isn't just about traffic violations. It's about respect for the process, for the people in the room, and for the law itself. You'll hear testimony about erratic driving, alleged intoxication, revoked licenses, and a traffic stop that raised serious concerns. But the real highlight here? The clash of entitlement versus authority, and how fast things spiral once boundaries are tested. Stay with us, because by the end of this hearing, the judge delivers a reality check powerful enough to escort our adult toddler, as she's called in court, straight out of the room. Buckle up, this one escalates fast.
Field sobriety test instructor, so I had an additional 40-hour class on providing instruction for that, and I am also A-RIDE certified.
Were your certifications up to date on January the 18th, 2025?
Yes.
Were you patrolling on January the 18th, 2025?
I was.
Did anything occur on that evening that would cause you to be here today?
Yes, I was working as the DUI grant funded patrol car. I was on I-70, approximately mile marker 170 westbound, when I observed a white Subaru Outback weaving in front of me. I continued to follow the vehicle where it weaved and jerked over the lines multiple times, had the inability to maintain a consistent speed, and was following too close to a semi. and I conducted a traffic stop when it was safe to do so due to traffic and other road hazards at mile marker 166.
And was that traffic stop conducted in Eagle County?
It was.
After the driver of the traffic stop that you initiated pulled over, what did you do?
When I initially activated my emergency lights, the vehicle was slow to respond, slowing down to approximately 30 miles per hour in the travel lane of the interstate, where it then pulled off to the shoulder. I then made contact with the driver, began asking for driver's license, insurance, and registration.
Okay. And is that person located in the courtroom today that
Yes.
you contacted? Could you please tell us where that person is sitting and identify an article of clothing?
So right here is where the tone of the case takes shape. The prosecution wastes no time calling Sergeant Churches, someone with not just basic police training, but years of specialized DUI investigation experience. This matters because credibility is everything in hearings like this. When an officer has decades of training, instructor-level certifications, and ongoing education, juries and judges take their words seriously. And notice Rennie's reaction versus his professionalism. While he's calmly answering questions, she's distracted, disengaged, and treating the proceeding like an inconvenience rather than a legal battle that could reshape her future. Keep an eye on how the judge reacts to behavior versus evidence. Courts care not only about facts, but demeanor. A defendant who won't participate, shows up late, or openly ignores the process sends a loud message, and it's not a good one. This is where Rennie starts digging the hole she'll later fall into.
Ms. Engelova, are you reading a book? Well, okay. I want you to pay attention to what's happening in this case. Mr. Farnold is representing you. I do expect you to pay attention and participate in your own defense, okay? Go ahead.
Do I need to repeat that?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please identify that person that is sitting in the courtroom, where they're sitting, and identify an article of clothing?
And sitting to your left in a gray-green long-sleeve shirt and blue jeans.
Your Honor, could the record please reflect that the witness has been identified as Ms. Engelova by the defendant has been identified by the witness as,
The record so reflects.
thank you. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Can we have a moment to step aside? For 120 seconds, Your Honor, I'd like to,
So Ms. Engelova, you were late today. You were 15 minutes late.
well, you know what?
No, you need to be respectful to the court. Right now, what I've seen.
I'm trying.
You are not.
I'm trying.
No, Ms. Engelova, what's happened today is you come in 15 minutes late. You wouldn't sit down. When Ms. Fry was trying to speak, you were walking around. And then when I looked over, I noticed that you were reading a book while you were sitting there. And now you've requested that in the middle, stop speaking. In the middle of Sergeant Church's testimony, you now wanted a break. You're going to get a break after his initial testimony. And before cross-examination, you may have a break then. But right now, I want you to not interrupt these proceedings. So Ms. Fry, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Sergeant, I just handed you what is labeled as People's Exhibit 1.
That's all for yourself.
Do you recognize this?
Never had time to talk about this to prepare.
So you're,
Yeah.
Ms.
I am
Engelova,
100%
Ms. Engelova,
prepared.
you are being completely disrespectful to these court proceedings. I need you to understand that. I will let you speak with Mr. Farnholtz after direct examination and before cross-examination.
Hey, Your Honor.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. Let's try one more time.
Okay, Judge. Sergeant, I've just handed you what is labeled as People's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Is this a fair and accurate representation of the patrol vehicle video on the night of January the 18th, 2025?
Yes.
How do you know that?
So we observed it at our first meeting, and then I signed it today.
Thank you. Your Honor, the people would move to admit and publish the fleet camera
Any
video.
objection, Mr. Parent?
No objection.
Exhibit 1 will be admitted.
Did you see what happened right there?
Yes,
Could you describe what happened?
the vehicle weaved over the solid white line.
So that was right after you started following the vehicle?
It was actually one more incident, the reason why I initially activated my dash cam.
Okay. We're gonna play this a little bit more, and we're just gonna kind of silently count to yourself how many times you see that particular type of behavior.
Don't do that shit.
We are 3 minutes and 14 seconds into this video. How many times roughly did you see the defendant weave?
5 to 6 times.
Is that the reason that you initiated the traffic stop?
Yes,
So what would you call that? Erratic driving, weaving?
weaving with the jerkiness of the motion, extended use of a turn signal without changing lanes, for inability to maintain a speed. If we go back, we could actually, I don't know if your option has it, but you could see my speed and it was fluctuating. You could see how you could hear I'd have to slow down, catch back up.
Here is one of the most important foundations of the case, the driving itself. We're not talking about one tiny swerve or drifting for a split second. The officer testifies to repeated weaving, fluctuating speeds, tailgating a semi, and delayed response time to emergency lights. These aren't minor oops moments. They are textbook DUI indicators taught in training academies across the country. Even before any field sobriety tests occur, the officer already has a stack of reasonable suspicion. But what makes this clip even more intense is the defendant's casual reaction later, as if none of this is serious. Meanwhile, the officer is detailing every observation in a clear, methodical way. This contrast, calm professionalism versus chaotic behavior, is going to be a recurring theme throughout the hearing.
I mean, interrupt. I thought he was done. We're not contesting reasonable suspicion
Alright.
for the contact. We're not contesting the stop.
Understood. And I
understand the purpose of-
well.
You're,
Yeah.
just to make sure you're
But
protesting probable cause.
I think.
Yeah, it goes to probable cause.
Oh, well, if you protest probable cause, then these are indicia of intoxication.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, we're not contesting the stop.
Understood. And I understand why you're asking these
I do
questions.
too.
Okay, so I'm just going to build the record.
Go ahead.
This would be considered probable cause in your experience to pull somebody over for a traffic stop?
Yes,
Thank you. And did you pull the defendant over?
I did.
What happened when you, well, let me ask this. In your experience, do people generally, when they see police lights behind them, pull over relatively quickly? Or does it take them a long time?
For the majority of the people on traffic stops, it's relatively quick. Pull over to the shoulder of the road.
So I'm going to play this just initiating the stop here to see how long this takes. That is 3 minutes and 56 seconds. So that's roughly 40 seconds-ish of a stop. Is that something that you typically see in a traffic stop?
I felt that time it was a little long.
So what happened when you made contact with the defendant?
When I approached the vehicle, made contact, I requested her driver's license, insurance, and registration. She advised me that she does not have a driver's license. Upon further questioning, she told me that it was a revoked license. I asked her how much she had to drink because I could smell a strong odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle. And she told me she had nothing to drink. Advised me that she was coming from a doctor's appointment in Denver. And then advised me that she did not have insurance on the vehicle.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
I'm handing you out with this label as People's Exhibit 2. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
How do you know what it is?
We reviewed it on our first meeting and it has my signature with today's date.
Is it fair to say that is an accurate representation of your body worn camera on January the 18th, 2025?
Yes.
Your Honor, people move to admit and publish.
No objection.
Exhibit 2 will be admitted, we may publish.
What?
Can I say something?
This is the moment that tells you everything about courtroom dynamics. The officer identifies Rennie, and instead of quietly acknowledging the seriousness, she's called out for literally reading a book in the middle of her own hearing. The judge doesn't explode or yell. Instead, she delivers something far more powerful, controlled authority. Pay attention, she says, and she means it. Being labeled an adult toddler in court should be a wake-up call for anyone. But what we see instead is entitlement pushing forward. It's almost symbolic. The defendant is physically present but mentally checked out, prioritizing personal comfort over legal survival. Judges don't just rule on cases, they manage behavior. And you can already feel this judge losing patience brick by brick.
No,
No.
you can't. Can you stop, pause it for just a second? Ms. Engelova, repeatedly, you are interrupting these proceedings. There's evidence that's playing right now.
Okay.
So I don't want you to talk. I don't want you to slam your book down. I don't want you to
I'm sorry.
interrupt this.
I'm sorry.
Stop it. You need to just control yourself. I need to listen to the evidence. Ms. Fry, you may continue forward.
Here's a copy of the motions if you ever read something. I gave it to you before you didn't even look at it.
Are giving up on me?
But give it a lot of goddamn comments.
I'm not trying to say shit. How the fuck is it?
Withdraw.
Sergeant, at that point in the stop, were you still just,
And my mother.
Ms. Engelova, stop talking. Now,
Judge, I might have to withdraw. I'm doing this pro bono.
I
and
see,
I don't
I see what's
need-
being done.
I put a lot of time into this
I know.
case.
And I see what's being done in open
We need
court.
to have a moment. We haven't even had.
Judge,
I'm
I would
top.
ask that the
Yeah,
defendant be
you were
held in
late.
contempt at this
Could have been
point.
early.
Jesus Christ.
Ms.
I'm dealing with
Engelova,
all
Ms.
stuff.
Engelova, here's the reason why you didn't have a moment before the hearing. It's because you were late. You were 15 minutes late. Now the hearing is proceeding. Stop it. Do not.
I'm a caregiver for an Alzheimer's
You
patient.
also have a hearing today. That
Yes.
you are, I expect you to
I'm
be on
sorry
time.
that I have to deal with
So
medical
that's why
emergencies.
you didn't have a conversation with Mr. Fairholtz, who is trying to represent you, who did file a motion, but all you have done the entire hearing is to stare at him, tell him that he's not doing whatever you want him to do, interfere with these proceedings, and generally be disruptive in court.
I'm sorry.
I know you keep saying that, and I think that you do believe it, but you ratchet right back up. So right now, I'm going to tell you that we're going to finish with these proceedings. We're going to finish with this direct examination. We're going to then take a break, and you can talk with Mr. Fahrenholtz. But you are in a precarious situation if you continue to do the things that you're doing. He has indicated that he may have to withdraw. If he withdraws, I don't know what you are going to do after that, but it won't be a withdrawal today. We're going to finish testimony. Do you understand those things?
This is where the judge draws the line in the sand. Showing up late, refusing to sit, interrupting testimony, asking for breaks mid-statement. Each individual behavior might seem small, but combined they form a pattern of disrespect. Judges look for one key thing: willingness to follow court procedure. When that disappears, consequences arrive fast. Notice that the judge is still fair. She offers a break later, explains expectations, and gives Rennie multiple opportunities to cooperate. Yet Rennie keeps pushing. This is courtroom quicksand. The more she struggles against procedure, the faster she sinks. And soon, those interruptions won't just earn warnings. They'll trigger real action.
Okay. Go ahead.
At this point in the traffic stop, were you anticipating any additional investigation, or were you still just investigating the weaving?
At this point, I was building reasonable suspicion to probable cause for whether or not the defendant was driving intoxicated.
And what did the defendant tell you the status of her license was?
Revoked.
So it's clear that she understood her license was revoked.
Yes.
Stop it. Quiet.
And for the record, Tyler,
Quiet. Now.
Right here, Sergeant Churches, my apologies. You're walking back to the car, and where is the defendant?
Standing outside in front of her car.
Did you ask the
This is
defendant to step out of the car?
No, I specifically told her to remain inside her vehicle.
During this interaction, did she indicate at all that she was cold and wanted to get back in the car?
No, I don't believe so. She said, I believe she wanted, she told me she got out because she needed fresh air.
And at what point during this stop did you decide to arrest the defendant?
At this point of the interaction, due to being on the interstate, extremely frigid temperatures, I elected to place her into custody for the driving under revocation.
Please follow my lawful plans. I don't want anything else to happen. As smooth as possible. You're not listening to my plans, and of course, however, you're going to be placed in custody. You're not going to sit on it right now. That is your mouth. I report you. I'm not going to go for some time.
Judge,
I know.
I can't do my job.